me out, but time is precious to me, so you just have to do without. Here's something you can think about. You play me good, there's no doubt, but you're the one that's missing out. Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, say you will with no. You just don't. You don't care, cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't want to talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I put you on a lifetime sentence. You no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence. So now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this live. Thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this live. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night, your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises.
What's going on here? There we go. There we go. There we go. Hands up, people. Sean, what's going on, man? Mr. Blackman, Omar, what's going on? Omar Joseph, I hope Mr. Samuels addresses the media manipulating Black women with. Well, I tell you what, Omar, if you want me to discuss that, you know what the way to go about that is? You should make a donation to the channel and send that as a suggestion. That's what we do. You want a specific topic covered? That's how that happens over here. You want me to discuss a simple issue? That's how we go about that. So here's my email address. Here's my email address. And you can do that. Or you can just, since you're here, you can just do it right through there. Right? Just do it right through there. Because I will tell you this, there are lots of topics that people would like for content creators to address. And what is going on? Why is that wobbling? There are a lot of topics that people would like content creators to address. And there's not enough time in the day. And then I have everything I want to address too. So if you're really serious about getting a topic discussed, that's how we do that. You send a donation and a video request. Okay, well, there you go. Super chat's not allowed in your country. I feel you. The link I put in the description, this link right there, Omar, that allows you to use PayPal or your credit card. So let's do a roll call. 79 people in the building. It is a primetime show during office hours. How many people are at work right now? If you're at work, go ahead and let me know, type yes, and then let me know if you're in an office. If you're at work and you're in an office, type yes and then comma office. If you're not in an office but you're still at work, just type yes and then whatever the environment. I want to get an idea of who we're talking to. Guys, also, when you make a donation, you will hear my lovely assistant.
This is a test donation form.
My lovely assistant will read out your donation. That's what will happen. Thank you, boo. All right. So I see several people who are in an office environment. Sean, I need to holler at you later on today too, man. Mr. Rucker. That's Attorney Rucker to you. All right. So let me see. All right. Office at home. Also, if you have any other questions, there's a PayPal link down in the description. There's a Cash App down in the description. But one of the easiest thing to do, we're going to talk business. We're talking business. And I love the super chats. I love the Cash Apps. I love the PayPals. I love the extreme chat. That's the one that skips super chat, because super chat, when you use YouTube system, they take 30% and then they hold the money for 2 months. So let's say you donate $10 on super chat. I get $7 taxed 2 months from now. That's why, guys, really, it's better to just do this. The link that I just put in here. As we're on the journey of making distinctions, you see the title of the stream. Henry uses LinkedIn. High earners not rich yet, and professional networking, and the sugar scene. So we're going to talk about multiple things. LinkedIn, professional networking, and then the sugar scene. Y'all guys got that? 2 months. Yeah, Kwame, 2 months. And then I get taxed on it. Kwame, if you put in $10, you know I get like $5.50. I get $5.50. $5.50. Maybe $5.75 out of your $10. So how many guys, how many men in here are active on, how many guys in here are using LinkedIn right now? If you are using LinkedIn, raise your hand. Now, I need you guys to be honest now. Okay? If you're using LinkedIn, let me know. Say, yeah, Godfather, I'm using LinkedIn right now. Thomas Barnes says he loves LinkedIn. So do I. If you're using LinkedIn, now I would expect, I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting to see a bunch of people type yes. Where's all this at? We're connected on there. Yes, I'm using LinkedIn. Kildu says no. I'm using it. All right. I have a page, but not actively using it. Malik says yes. Use LinkedIn. That's how you get leads. Yes. Carme says no. Sean says yes. Trav says yes. Quincy, why is this thing rocking like that, man? I don't like the fact that this thing is bobbling like that. I'm sorry, this is gonna get on my nerves. Why is it bobbling? This is not touching. Just watching your message to the ladies about do men want them? Yep, I'm in IT. All right, Michael, if you're in Detroit, there are other brothers in Detroit in here. Okay, I got guys on here that say no, not yet. Let me let you guys in on a secret. Henry uses LinkedIn. Who is Henry? Henry is the high earner, but he's not rich yet. And there are 5 guys who are Henry. There's Brad. I've changed the names. Brad is the white guy. There is Keith, that's the brother. There is Lee, that's my Asian dude. There's Ahmed, that's my Middle Eastern friend. And then there's Enrique. That's our Hispanic brother. Those are the Henry guys. And for everybody who's not familiar with what Henry is, let me define it for you. I'm going to show it on the screen. This is what Henry is. Henry is banks are now using new data techniques to track spending and investment habits of high earning customers and better identify which better products and services to offer them. The average stats of a Henry, high earner, not rich yet, age 43, income 136,000, roughly $214,000 in assets. He's got 19% in stocks, 37% mutual fund, 34% in deposits. Okay, that is one definition. There's another definition of a Henry, and this is a more general definition, but most Henrys are males. According to this graph, Henrys fall, the Henrys that most companies are targeting, they're between the ages of 24 and 37. Millennials. These are millennial Henrys. Now, what is Henry? Henry is a new subgroup of people who are realizing you can't take it with you, so they're not trying to. They're not doing what their grandparents and great-grandparents and all those folks did. They are actively living their life. Okay? Do some research on Henry. High earners, not rich yet. High earners. Let me, hold on, guys. High. I want to give you a more earner, not rich. I want to give you a more concrete definition because a lot of you guys don't understand. Henry stands for high earner, not rich yet. The term Henry was coined by Fortune magazine over a decade ago. It includes families who earn $250,000 to $500,000 annually, but feel far from rich. That's one thing. Here's the thing about being a Henry. Henrys are all about the now. They are living well. They're doing, male Henrys they drive European. They eat well. They work out. They're doing all the stuff that in a certain community would be called bougie. And they are across all spectrums. The whole purpose of being a Henry is to enjoy their life. They're not squirreling all their money away and waiting to live after 65. When I was in my 20s, I was considered to be, I was way ahead of my time. I rejected the notion of buying a house because I knew I didn't want to be strapped down to one geographic location. I knew that being mobile and fluid and good will give me the most opportunities to live life. I wanted to live life now and for the future. So there are 234, hold on, I don't want to misquote this. The number of Henrys versus ultra rich, ultra affluent. I don't want to misquote this. Here it is. Roughly, here's the thing. Oh shit, I don't want to get stuck. Here's the thing. There are 20 times more Henrys than ultra rich. So companies are saying, you know what? Instead of trying to target these ultra affluent generation, late generation X baby boomers, which only about 11% of those, we got 200+% of these people here in the middle. I forgot the exact number, but it is an astronomical. So imagine you got 20 times more shot at selling that those Gucci loafers, that BMW, that kind of stuff, versus like when I was a kid, you didn't see guys in their 20s and 30s driving luxury sedans. That stuff was reserved for older people. Now, don't get it confused. Henrys aren't massively in debt or anything else. And the thing is, this is the de facto lifestyle. Guys, can we hit the like button? Let's hit the like button. Let's get the likes up because we're going to talk some real stuff. High earners, not rich yet. That is who, when I make my live streams, I'm be honest, that's like I said last night, that's who the women are talking about when they talk about they want men. All women want Henrys. I said it the other day, no woman ever woke up and said, I want a man 40 years old making $40,000 a year. That's why I don't have a problem with this Shira 7 and Michaela Pink and all. I don't have a problem with anything those women are talking about. Zero. Zero. And Fitness Mom put the names of the Henrys. The acronym for my Henrys is Blake. Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. Blake Henry. Understand something. When I talk about Blake Henry, now we know who I'm talking about. Blake Henry. Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, Enrique. Blake Henry. Your godfather's good. Blake Henry. Blake Henry. That is the ultimate CIA man. That is what women out there want. They want Blake Henry. That even sounds like a dope name, right? That sounds like it could be the name of an executive. Fuck James Bond, Blake Henry. Blake Henry. If I have an artist out there, I would like somebody to draw me a Michelangelo's like David silhouette of a man who is Blake Henry. Understand something. Blake Henry was out at La Colonial. Blake Henry is out doing the thing. Blake Henry is on LinkedIn. Blake Henry is on LinkedIn at the beginning and he uses it. What's up, Sterling? Blake Henry See, Sterling the investor, that brother got a name like Sterling. See, Sterling has to be a Henry. You cannot be a dude by the name of Sterling and be broke. If you have a name like Sterling and you broke, unambitious, something wrong with you. So here's what I need for everybody to understand. Whether you are a Gen Z, and that means you're from 18 to 23, you can still have a Henry mindset. You're not there yet. But if you're a millennial, 24 to 37, and you're talking, I'm focusing on the Henrys, the masters of the universe, the ones who want to be the entrepreneurs, the business owners, the directors, the vice presidents, the managing partners, all that stuff. That's what it comes down to. Blake Henry only deals with FBI. Only. Women want Blake Henry. That's what they want. And Blake Henry, a major part of his life is networking. And he's on LinkedIn. So you guys know image is 4 parts: appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint. We're going to talk about the D. How many of you guys in here call yourself professionals? You're professionals. Henry got the bad? No, Henry is the bad. Kellen, Henry is the bad. How many of you guys are professionals? If you're a professional, put a P in the chat room. If you're a professional, put a P in the chat room. That means, because tonight's broadcast, I'm going to talk about this Peter Pan syndrome, and I'm going to draw further lines of distinction, because there are a lot of guys out here who are under 50 who have not grown up yet. And the thing is, you can talk to these dudes at the barbershop, y'all can kick it, but they should be nowhere in your network. They should nowhere be in your network, because they cannot do anything for you. Now, understand something. There are female equivalents to the Henry also. I just don't have a name for them yet. But FBIs can be Henry or Henry or want Henry. See, there are plenty of women who are Henrys. Okay, so let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 out of 175 people say they're professionals, okay? In your industry, shout out ABL. In your industry, are you respected? Are you respected in your industry? Unless if you're a professional and you've been in your line of business for a minimum of 3 years, 3 years is time enough to gain a name and to be respected. When I was an entry-level salesperson and account executive, my first year, my freshman year, my first year out, no one knew me. By my 3rd year, I was well respected in my company and in my industry. If you are respected in your industry, type yes. See, it's time to start getting real over here and talk about business. If you are not respected in your industry, you need to step up your LinkedIn game. ABL is in here. So let's say let's say I never met Anthony Brian Logan. He's a well-known YouTuber and has a channel with a couple of 100,000 plus. You see the check by his name. I am a smaller YouTuber than him from a subscriber standpoint. If I were going to reach out to ABL ABL has to look at my platform and my business to see whether or not to even talk to me. And that is how it should be. I have everything to gain from associating with somebody up the chain. He has everything to lose if he miscalculates. So how would someone like ABL vet me? Let's assume there's no Black YouTube. He can't make a phone call or send an email. He'd have to look at my digital footprint. And business people, while they may look at your YouTube, they'll take a look at your Instagram, business people are going to go to your LinkedIn page. And if your LinkedIn page is as blank as your YouTube channel with no avatar, you are not a professional in my book. You got work to do. LinkedIn should be an active, vital part of your daily, weekly work. You should be using LinkedIn to communicate in your industry, to communicate with prospective clients, to keep up on market news. LinkedIn is where professionals need to be during the business day. You know how much time people spend on Facebook just socializing and networking? That's what you need to be doing on LinkedIn. Let me tell you something. Go get $500 and pay a professional to help them clean your LinkedIn up. Because over here, you're Henry, and your time is worth more than your money. Yeah, you could probably figure out how to do it and step through it and take 2 to 3 hours. But if you're making, let's just say let's just round this 136 up. Let's round 136 up to $140,000. If you're making $140,000, that's $70 an hour. Okay, $70 an hour. Is that right, man? $70,000 up. $70 an hour at a 40-hour work week. The 3 or 4 hours it would take you to get your LinkedIn straightened out, you could pay somebody to do that. Okay, so the answer is, I see several people who say that they are respected in their industry. Sterling says, yes, been with the company for 4 years and now work directly with and only answer to the owner of the company. I need to have you on the show, Sterling. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to use LinkedIn, especially if you have to acquire clients, meaning you're in sales or you're in the sales process. LinkedIn is a valuable tool to go around the typical process. You need to use paid LinkedIn Premium. You need to pay to where you can actually send emails to people who are not in your network. LinkedIn, thank you, Karate Kid. LinkedIn is for marketing yourself. What I also need you guys to consider doing is changing your names across social media. Look, if you're Henry, you're a professional. I don't want to insult anybody, but I need you to have a real name. Unless you have a brand. So like the Angry Man, I would expect him to have his name as the Angry Man because that's a brand. But you see Anthony Brian Logan as a name. You see Kevin Samuels as a name. I'm out here. You need to have a professional appearance online, especially on Instagram. Guys, far too many of you guys, your Instagram names are trash. Fix that. Change your Instagram name to be something that is like my name. I am Kevin Samuels or Kevin R. Samuels or Kevin R. Samuels 1. Everything, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn is all the same. You need an online presence, an online brand, and you hone it and use it on LinkedIn. Any questions? I use LinkedIn to let people know where I want to go and make sure the right people know about it. All right, let me talk about that. Karate Kid. LinkedIn is not for network. LinkedIn is more, okay, understand something. Networking is not about you. And that's why so many people use LinkedIn wrong. You go to LinkedIn to try to basically get in the person's DMs, get in their inbox and tell them what you want from them. That's not how you do business. You do business by reading Gary Vaynerchuk's book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. You give, then ask. See, far too many guys on YouTube are caveman professionals. What is a caveman professional? It means you put on the suit. It means you have the resume and the skill set, but you're still, but in the work world, you behave with the social skills, the grace of a caveman. This is the guy that goes to the Chamber of Commerce networking functions and double dips, piles food on his plate, drinks and gets drinks and talks with food in his mouth. Over here, we're building masters of the universe, top 20%, really top 10% of men. Understand something. If I could get if you want to move up the corporate chain, it is blood sport, fam. FYF is the rule of the day. Forget your feelings. It is blood sport. And anything that is an opening can and will be used against you by your competition to leap over you. All right. We got 200 people watching, 33 people already. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Why is LinkedIn? All right, guys, we got 200 people watching. And let's see. How many people have actually donated or hit the super chat button? Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that needs to be taught, at least I think. Shout out to Greenwood, Cotton. Shout out to Sterling Investor. And shout out to Fabrizio. Good afternoon, Kevin and chat. All right, guys. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. We got 200 people watching. Going to need at least 4 more people to hit the super chat button. Now, let's just be honest. We family. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to call YouTube. If you're not following me on Instagram, you need to be following me on Instagram. I need you to follow me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. See, here's the thing. Most people don't want to use LinkedIn because they don't want to reveal who they are. I got to ask a serious question. Why do you need anonymity as a professional? Why do you need anonymity as a professional? What I'm proposing that if you seriously are going to be Blake Henry, if you're gonna be out here, if you're gonna be out here doing your Blake thing, you need to clean up how how you are online. Because if you're going to use LinkedIn to help open doors that are closed, LinkedIn as a networking tool, LinkedIn to advance everything, understand something. People are going to also look at you online, and you need to clean it up. Let's be honest. Most of us, most guys, you just don't know how to use it. You don't know how to use LinkedIn. They didn't teach it in college. Nobody in your family knows how to use it. So it's just kind of there. That cannot be an excuse.
Thank you for your work and inspiration.
That cannot be an excuse. I accept no excuses from Henry's. I accept no excuses from Blake. I just don't. Shout out to BGS for making that distinction. You know, um, I can't. Um, NLP, blockchain.
Continue to educate the masses of men, Kevin.
So what you do?
Much needed in our community and beyond. Men need to get back to being classic men.
There we go. What I need you to do is I need you to go wherever you are, whatever city you're in, type in, maybe it's through Meetup, but type in LinkedIn seminar, LinkedIn workshop. You need to go put your butt in a seat and go learn how to use it. I prefer you to actually get your credit card out and pay a professional to have it done the right way. That's what Will Gatling would do, because Will Gatling is that bag. Will Gatling is a busy man. See, Attorney Rucker is a busy man. He doesn't have time to sit down and watch 3 hours worth of videos and go drive 30, 40 minutes across town to sit in a seminar for 2-3 hours, then to go back home to do all that work. Sean is busy trying to become a partner. And he needs to start acting like a partner now. So 5 years from now, when that's happening, he'll already be there in his mind. That's why you pay professionals. Understand what you need. You need a professional LinkedIn page. In order to get a professional LinkedIn page, you would do well with having a professional photo, a professional photograph. That's what you need, a professional photograph. A professional photograph. When, if ever, have you had headshots taken? Yeah, Udemy. Thank you for talking about Udemy. Okay. So since you mentioned Maddox 12 mentioned Udemy, starting in 2020, I will be doing more online classes, especially for my guys who don't live in the United States. So I'll make the announcement right now. You guys know I do my quarterly men in training events. They happen in regions around the United States. But everyone cannot attend those things. They're incredible events. But I'm also going to start doing almost like college level courses to where you can join via remote classroom. And I'm talking about a topic. And you're going to come to class with Professor Samuels. There's going to be a curriculum, an outline.
Appreciate advice given. Never really use my LinkedIn account. Try and make change, so this will be helpful.
Cool. I'm going to have standalone classes. And I'm also going to progress to where I actually have almost like certification, to where you can say, I'm certified in this, to where you can actually learn in a classroom environment. Now, the thing is, Udemy and things like that allow me to upload a course and you can just take it at will. I have those. I will have those standalone evergreen courses. But the distance learning, I want butts in the seats. So I will have to have a certain head count before I sit down and teach. We're taking it to the next level, fellas. I will not be the only one. I've already reached out to other professionals in my industry and around outside of my industry to come and teach in my academy, FBI CIA Academy. If you are a qualified instructor and you can teach, you gotta ask a person, you gotta be able to teach to hold attention. Hit me up, because I want men coming to MIT. I want men, when they're not at MIT, learning. And when they're not learning, I want men doing. I want you so busy on your purpose and on your grind that you don't have time to worry about a lot of the silly stuff that preoccupies our minds. Okay? All right, getting back to what I was saying, LinkedIn. Getting your LinkedIn.
Amazing content. Hashtag growth, hashtag no better, do better.
Thank you, fam. Shout out to a young man up in Chicago. I'm not going to say his name, but he actually graduated from college and worked with a headhunter / recruiting kind of agency. And I want to say he had to pay them 7% of his first year. But he landed a job making almost 6 figures. That is a great investment. Gentlemen, I got to really ask you a question. How much money outside of your degree have you invested into your career development? How many thousands of dollars have you spent on someone to write you a professional resume? How many of you have actually paid to take a course on how to interview well? How many of you have paid for an image consult? How many of you have paid for these headshots? See, this is what Blake Henry, who comes from, upper class, lower upper class family or upper class families in college. This is the advantage a lot of guys had in college to why they were landing internships and things like that. The difference between opportunity and access is application. All have the opportunity, but in order to get the access, you got to do the application part. If you have not paid to sit down with an interview, have somebody write your resume, you're leaving jobs that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to chance. If you have not paid to have someone sit there and do interview prep, you're leaving jobs that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to chance. Who does that? If you are not paying for additional certifications in your industry outside of what your company does, you are leaving career opportunities and progression up to chance. Who does that? Henry doesn't do that. Blake Henry invested in himself first. You are always your best investment. I've told this story about when I was an entry-level salesperson. I made $35,000 one year and I invested $5,000 into additional sales training, and it netted me an additional $15,000 the next year. Yes, I have all kinds of sales training. I've actually certified in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I used that when I was in sales to help make me a more effective presenter and help build rapport. That's how I went from low-level sales to major accounts.
I'm a community college student. How do I make a page that won't look bad compared to those Ivy League students' profiles? I have an account, but I don't bother to update it because it doesn't measure up.
You pay somebody. Jay says, I'm in a community college. How do I make that page? How do I make a page that won't look bad compared to the Ivy League students? I have an account, but I don't bother to update it because I don't measure up. Then you got to measure up. Go out, earn the money, pay somebody. Because if you want it to look like it's going to compare to a Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Brown, Dartmouth, Columbia, Stanford, even though it's not in there, Penn, you want it to be on that level, Pay somebody. Actually, we need to stop talking about say pay. Invest. Invest. Invest in it. And so we're going to stop using the word pay. Invest.
Church tithes.
Appreciate it. Invest. And I want you to stop investing your time. I want you to get out and make the money so you can invest your time into self-improvement. Stop wasting your time watching LinkedIn videos or videos like that, and take that time to earn money to pay people to do it for you to improve you. Am I on LinkedIn? Michael.
Church tithes.
Yes, sir. Come on now. Of course I'm on LinkedIn. Been on LinkedIn since Fido was a pup. And at the end of the day, and at the end of this, we're going to exchange LinkedIn information. But what I need you guys to understand is the value of LinkedIn. If you are not there, how can anyone take you seriously? Especially if you are, like I said, in sales or in client acquisition, okay? If you're trying to get a meeting with someone you've never met before, they don't know you, they're going to want to know the people I used to deal with at the higher levels. Their most valuable thing is their time. The reason they don't want to take meetings with most people is because most people are time wasters. And with me, I always said this: I would ask for a meeting. And I would tell them, even if it's an introductory meeting, I would go into my meeting, and if I said it's 10 minutes, I would take my watch off and set it down on the table. When we got to digital phones, I would start a timer, 10 minutes from moment one. And when it went off, I'd say, our time is up. I only asked you for 10 minutes. I think this is great. If you'd like to go, we can go. You must respect a higher level executive's time. Proper image is the highest form of good manners. Part of a proper image is a solid digital profile. Because if you're going to go try to meet with someone like Michael or somebody like Will Gatling and they don't know you, they can at least go onto LinkedIn and see that you exist, see who you are, see a little bit about your background, and know that, all right, I'm going to give this guy a 30-minute slot on my calendar. He's a professional. Even if you guys do no business, you might be a contact or whatever, but he knows it's not a waste of time. You put my name in and you couldn't find me. Yeah, I'm there. I'll put the link up. Understand something. Understand something. That no matter what you do, we need to approach it with excellence. You need to approach it with excellence, okay? Now, why do so many of us let things like this slide? We let things like this slide because honestly, we didn't come from it. We didn't come from business. Thank you, Michael. We didn't come from business. We didn't have a father. Michael, I'm going to assume that most of us didn't have a father. I'm not Kevin Jr., so I didn't have Kevin Sr. telling me, okay, son, you're going to be a legacy at the University of Oklahoma. You're going to pledge Kappa because your dad pledged Kappa. I got you a meeting with the dean of this place. You know, I didn't have a dad that could grease the skids for me. I didn't have a dad to tell me all this other stuff. We're self-parenting ourselves. It's not our it's not our fault, but it is our responsibility. What are you doing? Liberty Life. See, this is what I mean about improper networking. This is what I mean by improper networking. Coming into an open lecture and saying what you need. This is why this is a skill that most women, remember I said caveman professional? This is what I'm talking about. Okay? I had to learn all of this stuff before the interwebs even existed. You can use it too. LinkedIn, Liberty Life. How you doing? Chill out, please. All right, so just understand, LinkedIn is a valuable tool. I just wanted to bring it to your attention and make sure that I focus you on it. How you get on it is up to you. I need a professional headshot. I need you to upload your resume. I need you to check it daily, check it weekly, peruse, connect, do the 1 month free trial for premium. If you're in college, community college, I need you on it yesterday. There's no way you can tell me you're going to go out and be a professional and not use LinkedIn. Let's talk about blue collar. A lot of blue collar men, people think they don't need it, and that is an error. You may be blue collar, but everyone you deal with is not blue collar. What if you decide you want to change industries? Maybe you're a truck driver, but what if you decide to open your own trucking firm? You're going to have to go after professional clients. If we're going to be the professionals we say we are, we got to start moving that way. Understand? It's cool to get on YouTube and talk shit, go to the barbershop spaces and do that stuff. But out there, the real world ain't playing with us. That's why I'm so glad, I'm proud of these guys who come to MIT, because MIT is work. It's fun, but it's work. Okay? Now let's talk about the sugar scene. The sugar scene. Let me go ahead and switch the title of this stream right now, because I'm gonna switch it to sugar scene. Henry and the sugar baby scene. And the sugar baby scene. How many of you guys are shocked to find out that sugar babies, how many of you are shocked to find out the sugar babies are some of the most prolific and effective networkers, prospectors, researchers? Getting into tech this month, should have certification in 6. Henry uses FBI sugar baby. That's right. Understand something. Sugar babies, you can learn something from some sugar babies because they do their research. See, a sugar baby who wants to get with Henry, one of the sugar baby's biggest fear is getting duped. Say that. If you're a sugar baby out here, and a bona fide sugar baby, we're talking about 25 and under, or 27 and under, which is funny. I've seen online, I see some of the strangest women thinking they could be sugar babies. If you're a single mama, you can't be a sugar baby. Just knock it off. If you're over 27, over 25 really, but 27 particularly, you're out of sugar baby range. If you're over a dress size 6, who you kidding? But sugar babies are thorough when it comes to online research. Learn from them. Because they're not going to just take what you say. Sugar babies they're gonna take your business card and they are going to go to work on you. They're going to go to work on you, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. Don't try to hide them from them. They're going to find it. Your LinkedIn, the this, that. They're gonna do all the stuff because they got precious little time and they want to make sure they're dealing with a Henry. See, back in the day before the internet, I said this last night, some of these velvet rope societies where high-end ladies of pleasure hang out with executives. In order to get in these groups, you'd have to show your W-2s. Many of them, you have to show your W-2 for several years and have recommendations. The sugar baby scene is thick in professional networking. Let me tell you why. You may not be surprised to learn this, but there are many women who work in corporate sales who want to marry Henry and get out. To be an outside sales rep, a prerequisite is being attractive. Rarely do you see a company hire an outside sales rep who's overweight and unattractive. Sales forces are usually attractive groups of people. Well, ask yourself, if you're a 24-year-old hot, attractive sales rep, when I was a young sales rep, some of the most intriguing accounts would be accounts that I should have won, but I lost. And one time I had a guy tell me, Kevin, on the business, you win, but I can't sign it. And we got to the point to where he could just be real with me. We both lit up an Opus X cigar. I'm like, Kyle, come on, man. What's going on? He's like, all right, I'll let you know. He said, this is why I can't give you my business. Look at my rep. And he showed me a picture of his WorldCom rep. Say no more. I was like, bruh. He's like, she comes by to see me every week just to check on me. WorldCom put a drop dead LA9 on this large law firm account. She was qualified, but she was smoking. And her entire job was to keep this multi-million-dollar piece of business in place. It's a smart business move. Companies aren't stupid. Decision makers and organizations tend to be male. So that's why you see beautiful female sales reps. I've talked about this stuff before. But if that's your thing, how many of the dudes out there who, of the accounts that she had to keep, she probably had a book of business of like 30 or 40 accounts. You better believe all her accounts, if given a chance, wanted to hit it. No, she was being propositioned because in the business I worked in, the women in major accounts and national accounts looked the same way. And they would tell stories about, yeah, he told me that they're going to lose the business. You had some executives go straight Harvey Weinstein. If you don't do whatever, we're taking my business across the street. And what do you think? If you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket, you don't think that happens, man? Yes. So you have females who are in the business of sales, legitimate corporate sales, who want to pull a lever, push the button, and get out. Who are they looking at? Blake Henry. They're looking at Blake Henry. So you have them in the business, in the industry, in the work world, and they also have them outside the work world. The sugar scene, sugar babies in college, a lot of these girls are not, a lot of these young ladies are in school to find the guys who are going to law school or med school. They're trying to get them before they get into the work world. Smart move. They're trying to get cuffed up before he passes the bar. What am I telling you this for? Because Blake Henry is the target. He's the bag. He's the goal. And whether they're in the industry, in school, or outside the industry, the expectation is high earner, not rich yet. You have the income to take care of a woman, a wife, and children. How you gonna handle it? You better learn how to maneuver in this environment because these women are serious. This ain't no two Long Island iced teas and 10 wings from JJ's. No, that ain't these women. These women are sharks. And I love them. Oh, yeah, I love them. Why? Keep your game tight. I mean, at this level, it is predator and prey. There is no weakness in the top 10%. That's why it's so important to have a coach and like-minded guys. You are tip of the spear. You're in the hunt. You're in the fight. That's where you want to be. The world does not give away $200,000 plus year jobs. They just don't happen. You got to work for it, fight for it. How can you donate? There you go. And the thing is, you got to do it and you got to love it. All right. If you want to support the channel, become a patron of the channel, you like this kind of content, do me a favor. I would prefer you to become a patron. I love the super chats. I do. The super chats, great. The donations, great. Patreon, let's talk about that. Patreon is where we do business because at least on Patreon, I can see at a glance what I'm working with. You can make a business decision. If you want to have some one-on-one personal advice, not about image, not about business, here's the advice line. 15, 30 hour increments. If you want to have some one-on-one business coaching, get my advice on how, as a corporate image consultant, I do interview prep, multiple things on the business side. It's on my website. Let me go ahead and put that link out there. Be careful? Why do you say be careful? Be careful of what? Be careful of what? I was talking about Kill or Be Killed World. Be careful of what? Be careful of what? Corporate career interview advice. Here you go. Be careful of what? See, when you're a shark, what do sharks fear? What do we need to be careful of? I'm assuming you're saying be careful of the women in this environment. Why? Why? Allison, Dee, why do we need to be careful? I don't want to assume. Okay. I don't know what she's meaning, so I don't want to take her out of place. But at the level we're talking about moving, professional men, we're talking about alpha male mentalities. Alpha male mentalities, the hunters, the builders. Sharks don't fear other sharks. Thank you. Sharks don't fear other sharks. Over here, we hunt. We're the lions. We're the top of the food chain. Whether you're a cub, that's my young dudes, or whether you're a young lion, or whether you're in your prime like me, We're still the top of the food chain. High-level women are safer. Dusty chicks do more. Look here, man. High-level women are vicious, but they're honest. That's why I don't have a problem with Shira Seven and Michaela Pink. I probably have a great conversation with them. Well, there's no way in hell I would date either one of them, and they wouldn't date me. Because we would probably sit around, and I would bet you this. If you could put a camera in a room with someone like Shira Seven, Michaela Pink, myself, Alan Roger Curry, Rom, they'll probably be one of the most eye-opening, revealing conversations you've ever seen. Because I like the game. I like the hustle. Remember the movie Minister Society? MC8's character was called Do Dirty. I think it. Then talk about, he don't even do dirt no more. He just like watching the game. I used to go to the strip club because I like to see the women in the strip club work the tricks. I wanted to learn the game. Because I saw the game in the strip club and on Wall Street. It's two sides of the same coin. I was raised to be a weak blue pill beta male, but I was always a shark, a lion in my mentality. I just had to be okay with being a hunter. So many of you guys have the same ability. You're caged lions. I think Steve the Dean calls them, I don't want to misinterpret what I think he said, grass-eating lions. And what I'm doing over here by calling out Blake Henry, calling you guys out to say, yeah, Michael B. Esquire, I want to be rich. I mean, I want you to put your hands on your two big ass balls right now. And I want you to put your other hand in the air if you want to be rich. Take either your left or your right hand, put them on your big hairy ass balls, and put the other hand in the air and tell me if you want to be rich by your own work. AWACS. Yep. So I was on one of O'Shea's chats the other day, and I was like, yeah, I better show O'Shea some love and respect that brother. Yeah, I don't think you guys really don't. I don't think you really appreciate what we have in O'Shea. You got a brother in medical school that's putting in that kind of work. I'm gonna do a video about it. I wonder if a lot of people are learning the lesson. It's not anyway. Gonna be rich regardless. Already rich. Okay. Let me touch on that, G3. Let me put something out here to you. If you're already rich, let's just go in and say you are. Are you moving like it?
I can set up an interview with Michaela Pink if you are interested. I know she likes your content.
Yeah, I got no problem with that woman. And here's the thing, I looked at the video that she did last week that talk about not buying a man anything. I got no problem with that either. Because she very clearly said that's not her husband. I got no problem with her stance. Look, man, I respect the game. I respect the game. I just respect the game. Anybody in the game, I respect it. Whether it's the strip club game, that's a game. The corporate sales game, that's it's a game. I love the game. I love the competition. That shit fires me up, man. G3 balling. If you're gonna be rich regardless, you're already rich. I need you to move like you're rich and make moves. I need you to move personally like you're rich and make moves like you're rich. What's going on, Sean? I need you. Yeah, and using phrase like "gonna be," come on, bro. I went to his channel and I see like a recording studio. I'm going to assume maybe you're in music. Code switching is going to be necessary, especially when you start talking about money moves. But money, even myself, there's a line I have to draw for myself that's personal and business. And when you open your own business, see, it's easier to draw that line between your personal and the professional when you work for somebody else. When you open your own business and you care about your business and your clients, the line is harder to draw, but it needs to be there. Ethiopify, you said you respect the game, but it's not for you. What does that mean, Chica? So you understand something, Ethiopify? You ain't supposed to be in the game. See, if you the women who are escorts or let's just be honest, women who are in sex, that's whether they're strippers, escorts, that kind of stuff, they're in a sexuality business. That requires a different way to move. Your product is very simple. You're selling the possibility of sex. That requires a hustler mindset. But to be a FBI wife, it requires a hustler mindset. You still in the game. NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, NHL, all pro sports. Different skill sets. Millionaires across the board. You can still see Ethiopified. You can Jordan could respect Randall Cunningham. I don't know, pick somebody, but not play the game. Understand something. I respect a lot of people's hustles, but they don't do what I do, but it's still the game. Now, I ain't talking about the P game. I don't even want to go there. That's a whole different thing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have to compete. FBI can be sugar babies. Yes. They make the best ones. See, here's another thing. I have zero problem with sugar babies. I like sugar babies. I'll tell you why. Because they're honest. Sugar babies straight up say, look, they're trying to find a mentor and make an arrangement. Let's talk. Two consenting adults. Thank you. I make 91K, but I feel like behind in life. I'm 29. I don't like my job, so trying to find out what. That's supposed to read out.
I make 91K/Y, but I feel like him behind in life still. I'm 29. I don't like my job, so I'm trying to find a way to find a better skill. I'd quit yet.
Advice line. Look here, man. I didn't like what I did my entire career. I mean, I didn't love it. I was good at it. But see, the whole thing about liking your job, you ain't supposed to. But you're still supposed to go do it and be the best you can. Obviously, I'm doing what I was put on this earth to do now. but I would not be nearly as good at it if I didn't do all the other stuff before. If you're making 91K at 29, you're where I need you to be. You triple your age. We're family. I've said double your age, but what I really want is triple your age. At 30, I need you to be at 90. At 40, I need you to be at 120. At 50, I need you to be at 150. See, because at least you have money options. When it's time to make a move, as long as you're single, no kids, you can move some things. I'm 21. I have dreads. I'm contemplating cutting them off to improve my personal image. Thank you, Cashmere Funk. Well, I'm gonna just tell you, whatever your profession is, you chose the image. Um, I could sit here and lie to you and tell you dreads are not a hindrance, but they are. They're only not a hindrance in entertainment and sports. Okay. Um, yeah, he's Blake. He's Blake Henry right now. If Mako is on his way to being Blake Henry. And the thing is, you don't have to want to be Blake. I got no problem with that. But if you want to be Blake, I need you up in the morning. I need you in the gym. I need you drinking water. I need you having a good diet. I need you to have, you need to have a coach. If not me, you need someone to be coaching you. You're going to need professional input and advice. And you're going to need to be going to Dan Pena. You're going to need to continue to invest in yourself. You're going to need to have that bulletproof image. You're going to have to get out there and network. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to grind, and you're going to have to love it. Every step of the way, you are going to have to get something out of it. When I was waiting tables at Papado, the only reason I got a job offer to start working at MCI and make 4 times the money I was making as an engineer is because I approached my job waiting table and serving shrimp at Papado like I approached being a chemical engineer at Mobil, like I approached making biscuits at McDonald's. Wherever I went, I set a standard of excellence. If I had not been on my game the day those 2 people came in and ordered a Greek salad for one, split 2 ways, and cheesecake, and I talked them into ordering lobster thermidor, boom, boom, a Greek salad, each one of them, a bottle of wine, and 2 desserts. And his wife said, honey, that's the kind of guy that needs to work for you. And he told me, I ain't just coming here to use this gift certificate I got for $50. And you talked us into a $300 meal. Give me a call. I got a job for you. What if I had just approached that table? What if it was just a Tuesday? What if my shirt had not been properly pressed in Houston in 95-degree heat in July? But my shirt was properly pressed. What if my vest was not properly pressed? What if all of my pins were not gold with the tab pointed out? What if my apron had not been properly pressed and starched and looked like a tablecloth? What if it had all other kind of stains on it? What if my pants were not creased? What if my shoes weren't clean? What if I wasn't smelling like Issey Miyake? What if I didn't go over and give quiet? What if I didn't go over and give proper, quiet, confident service to people who on a Tuesday night took one of my biggest tables to order salad? What if I got pissed off and said, all I'm gonna do is order salad, I ain't gonna get no tip? I wouldn't be here today. So understand, young man, it doesn't matter if you don't like your job. Learn. Get what you can while you can. I quit an engineering job to wait tables and it was the best thing I ever did. But I didn't treat the job I was waiting tables like, I'm just waiting tables. I approached it as a professional. Being a professional is a mindset. It is a standard of excellence. And when you have a standard of excellence, you go above and beyond. You go get the resume written by a pro. You go get somebody to help you write your LinkedIn profile and your online digital footprint by a pro. You go get a professional headshot, not this shit, just like this. You carry yourself in a way to where other men who are out there who recognize you have what it takes to get where they are, whether or not you're there yet, that's what opens a door for you. That man was a vice president of MCI small business, but he saw in a guy waiting tables that I belonged where he was. This was a older white man who lived in Sugarland, Texas. I'm in Greens Point at the time, on the other side of 45, not on the east side, on the west side. Feel me? That guy called me 3 times to get me to come down to interview because I didn't really believe he worked for MCI. He had to offer to buy me lunch and give me gas money before I even drove from Greens Point down to Sugarland, because you know there's an hour drive. And in the lobby of the building with Floyd Daniel on top, he said, "Man, you made
single, no kids. I am first generation USA."
Cool. He said, anybody that makes me work this hard to get him to come accept the job needs to be here. Floyd Daniel was on the building, but MCI was emblazoned in the lobby. Floyd Daniel building, MCI. All that happened because I was a professional waiting tables. And yes, I approached waiting tables as a professional. I did not come there just to get tips. I went and learned the menu. I went and learned the wine menu. I went and learned everything, just like I learned about flipping burgers at McDonald's and the right temperature for fries and the right temperature for pies and the right temperature, just like I learned how to do all that stuff when people laughed at the polyester uniform and the paper hat. I took that very same dedication and skill to waiting tables at Papado and made more money as a waiter than a lot of my engineering friends. And that one time I was on, I looked the part, I carried myself the part, and I did the part. And it turned into a life-changing opportunity. Being a professional is something you choose to be. I was 25, 3 years out of chemotherapy, 25 years old. 25. And I hear some of you guys belly aching and complaining, and you're 5 years older than me. It's time to grow up. It's time to man up. That's what the broadcast is going to be like tonight. You may be 15 years arrested development, but the world is still expecting you to be men. Be professionals. There is no, I don't have my LinkedIn together and I'm a professional. No, refuse to accept that. I don't have the money. Get off my channel. Go get a job. Go get 2 jobs. Go get 3 jobs. Don't worry about what Shira 7 and Michaela Pink and all these women who got these high standards. Don't get pissed off at them. Look at it as a challenge. Because what happens when you have the kind of money they're talking about? Ask yourself, if you had the kind of money that Shira 7 and Michaela Pink talk about, would you be pissed off? Or would you be like, yeah, all right. You wouldn't sweat that shit.
Critical. Facials, pedicures, teeth, whitening, and massages. Gotta stay up on global knowledge, politics, sports, and technology as well.
When you are at or above the level where people are talking, you can feel proud. But I submit that when a lot of times guys are hearing some of these things women are saying, is because it's your pride messing with you. Because you know you're not where you should be, or even more importantly, where you could be. And you're feeling insulted. And what you're not really feeling, it's not that you're really insulted, it's you're saying, dang, I could be doing better. That's why I need you guys to be at MIT. That's why I need you guys to book your one-on-one times, because one of the best things I do with guys is I challenge you to be the man you can be. Not the man you are, the man you can be. And I have seen men step up to the challenge and lives forever changed. All right, let me make sure I got all this because I got a session to do real quick. But thank you guys for tuning in to this broadcast. The takeaways are going to be that in the comment section. If you're not a patron of the channel, if you like this kind of content, I need you to go ahead and shout out to the patrons. Thank you so much. Okay, I got to address this. Women dating ruthlessly with no standards can destroy a community. How? How? And here's the thing. You're not going to like this answer. You're not going to like this response. Women can't do anything that we don't let them do. And that is the ultimate in red pill truth. Any red pill content creator that you look at on YouTube, Donovan Sharp, Coach Red Pill, any of them will tell you when they were blue pill beta male simps, the way they got treated was because they were off of their game. Women cannot do what they are. Women, they can't destroy a community if men don't. If men have backbones and balls, we don't allow that stuff. I get the sentiment, but I can't co-sign that because it takes all accountability and responsibility away from men. Procreating with losers, bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Tell me what you're doing, Black Ocean. Instead of coming on here always talking this MGTOW stuff, tell me what you're doing. What happened the last time you approached an 8, 9, or a 10? See, I cannot abide by these general vague statements, procreating with losers. What are you doing? Show your work. Because you come in here in the chat room and you say these things, and I kind of let them slide, but you got to know where you are. Because in my world, women don't procreate with losers. They got a choice between Blake Henry, my guys, and a loser. They would rather line up to be on Sean and all my guys' roster than the losers one and only. Sorry, fam. That ain't the entire world. That's the chicks you deal with. I won't accept that. If you're losing to lose, if you're telling me that women you deal with are procreating with losers, okay, let's just say it. Look in the mirror. Why are you getting chosen over a loser? What is the loser doing that you're not? Why is the loser even in the game? He's a loser. If you're a winner, why is he even an option? Another thing, stop with the celebrities. Future and Sierra, middle class and upper class people need to stop trying to compare themselves to rich and wealthy celebrities. It is a completely different experience. And due respect, unless you really know anybody with that kind of money or in that environment, like I do and have been around, you don't understand. It is a completely different club. You cannot compare what happens with those people and the business class. You just simply can't. But I understand the knee jerk, but I reject that, especially for America, that athletes and entertainers speak for us. No, we're the professionals. We're the business class. We speak for us. They entertain us. They do what they do well. They don't speak for us. But understand something. When you're a guy at that level over there, you have to be in the club. They cycle through each other. That's why Hollywood people marry Hollywood people. It's like old money. That's why family names marry family names. Okay, if I took your word out of context, but I think you understand what I mean. I get what you're trying to say. The women left unchecked with a ruthless dating standard can destroy a community, but so many things have to happen. And I see too many women who would rather be on the roster of a winner than the one and only of a loser. Now, let me go ahead and I don't know who this person is. And you're trying to say something about Rom? You mean Ron Wills, who I'm going to do a show with next week? Yeah, you can go ahead and go bye-bye. Because now you're lying on folks. And let me check this out. And here's the funny thing. Got an email from Brother Rom just today. Oh, by the way, I got an update. See, I love ignorance. I mean, not ignorance, but when people do silly stuff, there are folks who would rather come over here and act stupid. Um, I reached out to Rom and BGS on talking about doing a show on the psychology of image and social class maneuvering. Okay, the psychology of image and social class maneuvering. We'll be doing Rom's schedule is full for the rest of November. Yeah, both sound very interesting, but the show would have to be in December. The month is filled for me. So, um, anytime somebody comes in and says anything like that, here's the moderators. I don't time them out or delete, ban them. I don't accept any of that trolling kind of stuff. We're talking about a different level of stuff, professional stuff. And folks would want to keep you in the mud talking about silliness. If that's, you got to ask yourself a question. If that person honestly said that, if you had any good sense, why would you be here? I mean, just think about that. But that shows you how intimidated people are about men getting up to their next level. See, there are many who want you not to be at your best. They don't want you to self-actualize and network and get out here and start dealing with other men on your level. Because when a man raises himself up to that level, that means you're not going to deal with the silly stuff, with the lowest standards. You're not going to put up with the masculine attitudes, the aggressiveness, and all that other kind of stuff. You're not going to put up with the foolishness because you got options. And that terrifies some folks because they can't compete. They don't want to change or get better. So it only helps to keep you low. That's what we do. But anyway, I have an appointment to get to. Appreciate you guys. Hope this was a good stream. Later on tonight, we talk about time to grow up. Time to grow up, take it to the next level. That's what we will be doing. All right. Till next time, talk at you later. Peace.